Thank you for participating as a rater in UT Learning and Development's 360 assessment. It's an important role. You have the opportunity to help some people on their developmental journey. I wanted to go over just three things that will help you during this process. The first is just understanding the overall structure of our 360 assessment. The second thing is to understand the assessment as a developmental tool as opposed to a performative tool. And the third thing, really important to remember, to give critical and kind feedback. So our 360 assessment is a little bit different than other assessments that you may have participated in. Our structure is a little bit more organized. We've trimmed it down quite a bit so that it isn't quite as onerous for the subject and the rater. We have around 25 to 29 different competencies in the assessment, depending upon which one you're using. All of the competencies are organized into three different competency groups: interpersonal competencies, situational competencies, and strategic competencies. The competencies themselves are skills, knowledge, or abilities of the subject, and they're very helpful as you rate them to help the subject understand, for example, differences in perception among groups. So for example, a subject might see high communication ratings among her peer group, but the same competency, communication, the ratings are low for her customer group. So that allows the subject to do a sort of assessment and try and figure out what you can do to mitigate that difference or address that difference, and that's very helpful. But another thing that happens as the rater goes through and does those individual ratings on the competencies is it helps inform the textual or written feedback for the rater gives on the competency group. So think of it this way: the individual competencies inform or help define the competency group. So as you get done with the individual competencies, at the end of the competency group, there's a text box, and you can give the written feedback back on how the person has certain strengths or room to grow in that competency group. That text feedback is the most valuable portion of the assessment. And so you should take some time to really think through how to most benefit the subject when you give that written feedback. After you're done with all three of the competency groups, there's some more opportunity to give some textual feedback on how the person can grow and develop. And all of those written feedback, that's the best part of the assessment for the subject. So please take your time as you give that feedback. It's really helpful for the individual. The second thing to think about as you complete the assessment is the difference between a developmental tool and a performative tool. This is the 360 assessment for L&D is a developmental tool. It is not a performance evaluation. It's not an upward feedback tool. Yes, you will look at the person's past performance to help inform how to respond and rate on competencies and give you written feedback, but it's to help move the person forward. It's to help her grow and develop, right? It's not just giving feedback on the performance. It's thinking about the person's future, having the future in mind of that individual. This is really important to keep in mind because sometimes you get trapped into just thinking about past performance rather than thinking about how to help this person grow and move forward, right? Which brings me to the third aspect to keep in mind, really, really important. Yes, be critical, and yes, be kind when you give that critical feedback. This is not an opportunity to finally vent all your grievances about this person. Sometimes that happens. It's not about you. The sheer nature of going through a 360 assessment is about vulnerability. It can be scary for the subject, and you need to be respectful of that. So when you give your feedback, you need to have that person's best interest at heart. Be clear and be kind and be thoughtful, but do so in a way that isn't cruel. Do so in a way that really helps that person grow and develop. You want to be able to help that person. Sometimes that might be hard for you because of past experiences. Put that aside and think about what is best for that person's future. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to University of Texas Learning Development at utld@austin.utexas.edu. Again, thank you so much for your time. This is an important role that you're serving. Thank you so much.